What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're finally going to install a new part for the MK6 GTI. This isn't a part of the maintenance series that I've been doing, it's more of a mod. So let's get into it. We have the GTI right here. Let's go ahead and pull it up into the driveway and get started. So now we have the GTI up in the driveway. As you see, we have everything set up. We got the jack, we got the bag full of tools, and we have our two parts. If you guys have seen or follow my social media on TikTok and Instagram, I posted a little video of me going to go pick these things up. These are the ARM inlet and outlet pipes for my MK6 GTI. One of them is right here in the fender well, and the other one is right down here in this kind of middle section. So I think we're gonna do this one for sure today. This one, maybe not, just because of time and stuff like that, but we're gonna do that. And we also have to address a couple other issues. If you guys remember 2 videos ago when I did my GFB diverter valve, I installed that, it pulled great, it did everything just how it was said it was going to do. It definitely stopped the leaking problem of the oil. But ever since then, I've noticed there's been a little high-pitched noise coming from that spot, just like the old one did. And so I looked it up and it said that it's probably because I didn't have enough oil on like the solenoid of when it, you let off and the pressure kind of pushes it in and out. And so I think while we're doing this pipe, because it's kind of the same location and everything's already going to be off, we're going to go ahead and take that apart and put some more oil on it and then kind of just redo it real quick. So then that should, eliminate that high pitch kind of squealing noise when you're on throttle or anything like that. So we're also going to do that today. We do have a couple things on the checklist we got to do. So after all, let's get started and let's start doing them one by one. Now this is high enough in the air, we're going to go ahead and take off the wheel, and then we'll go ahead and take off all the inner fender liner so that we can get to the inside where that pipe is and where the turbo diverter valve kind of is. We got the wheel off, we can go ahead and start taking off all this fender liner just so we can get into this pipe kind of down up in here that goes up and get to the turbo diverter valve way more easy. So we're going to take off all this stuff right here and we'll come back to you. So after taking out all the fender liner, here is the pipe finally. This is the turbo inlet or outlet, I forgot which one, but we're going to be replacing this one. As you can see, it kind of looks a little bit flat, so that's what the new one is going to hopefully help us do, is going to make it a little bit more round and let some more air flow in and out of this pipe. So first, we're going to probably go ahead and take off these two things right here and also take off this clamp right here. So here it is. Here's the OEM one. It kind of has a lip on the end of both sides, so you kind of have to wiggle it out. But here is the gap now from this end all the way up to here. This is where this end was, and then that's where the other end was. So this thing kind of goes over it, and this one goes into it. So after you take out these T30s that are right here and right here for the bracket, that are these two right here on the end, you should be able to take off the hose clamp that's up here. It can be a screwdriver, like a flathead screwdriver, or I believe it's a 7mm. If you want to take it off, I used a normal kind of like wrench and started doing it, then used the rest of my fingers, and so I was able to get it off. But now we're going to go ahead and open up our new box, the new part, and I'll show you a comparison between the two, and then we'll go ahead and install these ones. Here is the new one. This is the new aftermarket ARM pipe that fits right here in the same spot. If you can see, it's more of, I don't know what you would call this. Like, it definitely feels better quality. It's thicker. And if you can tell, it's all just no restrictor, just straight up one big cylinder tube. If you realize on this OEM one, it's kind of flat. So not as much air can get through or out of it. And so I believe it also has a little bit of a restrictor to it as well. So this one's definitely going to allow a lot more airflow, a lot more maybe just boost pressures and everything like that, just to be able to exit safely and enter. I forgot which one's which, but this is everything it comes with. So it comes with the pipe, a new hose, like adapter, I believe it goes on one of the ends. I don't remember which one, but we'll figure that out. And then we have 2 new clamps, one for this end and one for up there. And then we have this part. This is one of the adapters. I believe it goes here, but from what I've heard, you are supposed to maybe use the OEM one just because of the fitting. I've heard that this one could cause boost leaks, so we might try throwing this one on, see what happens, and if it works fine, we'll leave it. If not, we might just put the OEM one back on and use it like that. But we'll go ahead and start putting everything back together, and let's get to it. First, actually, before we move on to installing those parts, we are going to check the diverter valve. Remember how I said that we're having a little high squeak noise to the pitch. So we're going to go ahead and take off that, look at it, and then put it back together, make sure everything's tightened down and everything's fine. And we should be okay on that. Then we'll go ahead and install the new aftermarket turbo inlet pipe and outlet pipe. So here is the diverter valve and the assembly. I actually just took out the entire thing. As you can see, this is the GFB one. So this thing is supposed to be able to hold more boost and have not the leaking problem anymore like a diverter valve spacer does. So this thing, we're gonna leave it like this, but, oh, and here's the part number, if you guys are wondering which one I have. But for the rest of it, so like this part, the solenoid and the spring. So the way it's set up is you take the spring, you drop it in here, don't mess with it at all, and you take the solenoid and fill up the rest. So the solenoid is supposed to just drop in there like that. You're supposed to have a little bit of oil around the solenoid so that it slides in perfectly and fine. As you can see, mine didn't do that. Mine kind of like, I had to kind of tap it in to push it down in here. If you have oil, it should just literally like slide right in. So we're gonna go ahead and grab some engine oil, cake that up a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and drop it in and see what it does. And we'll go ahead and put everything back together, reverse on just how I took it out. So if you guys can see, we finally have the new pipe in. Took a little bit of finessing to get the other one out, but we have the new clip right here for the bottom end. And remember that metal piece I talked about earlier that I said you might want to use the OEM one? That's actually this piece right here. We actually put it in the top, and we put one clamp here, one clamp here. They're both provided from ARM, and we'll go ahead and put it up there and use that clamp, the same clip right there that we used for that one, up here, and so clamp it in place. And then we'll use the 2 screws from just the OEM ones, which are right here. You go ahead and pop those out, and also these rubber grommets right here. Those are from the OEM one, which are right here. You have to pop those out, put those ones in, and then you should be all good to go, and just do it basically in reverse. So as you guys can see, we finally have everything in. We have the 2 T30 or T35, one of the 2 bolts in. We have the clip in for this side. And up here, I actually had to do some modification to it. So, well, not really modification, but so this is the part that I originally had it on, right? This is what comes from ARM. I believe this is for if you have an aftermarket like turbo muffler delete or like one of these hoses up there, right? So you put this little metal piece, this connector or the clamp, and then also this hose part, right? The adapter. So instead, what I did was took the OEM one and used the clamp from ARM, one of them, and put it up there, and then use like the same clip for up there as well, right? And that's actually what it's supposed to be like. So look, doesn't come out. If I pull, nothing. Same thing with this side, nothing. When you do it for this one and you put this side in up into that area and you put this same clip on, it'll just, and if you pull, it'll just fall out. So you have to take the OEM one, take the OEM stock, like boot thing with their OEM thing, and then also put the clip on it, and it doesn't come out. It'll stay right where it is. So you shouldn't have any boost leaks or anything like that. So we're all done with this. Let's go ahead and put all the fender liner back up, and we should be good to go. Okay, so we finally got everything put back together. We have all the fender liner in, and we put the wheel back on. We're gonna go ahead and lower it, shut the hood, go take it for a test drive and see if this pipe has any leaks or anything like that. I don't think it should, but let's just pray that it doesn't. We're not going to do the second one just because of time, and I'm kind of tired. It's really hot out here today. So we'll do another part. We'll do a part 2 to the ARM pipes. The second one, if you guys don't know where it is, it goes right down here. It's this one right here. I know it's kind of dark, but it's that pipe right there. So it is going to be a little bit harder to do. But today we just did this one right here. You guys can kind of see it if I move out of the way, way down there. So we're gonna go ahead and take a test drive of this thing right now, and I'll come back and let you guys know what it is. Also, quick question. So if you guys notice, there's so much oil all caked up under here. I want to know what you guys think it's from. I actually have no clue, and I'm kind of concerned about it. So if you guys could tell me what all this oil is caked up from, please let me know down in the comments below. But first, let's go test drive this to make sure there's no leaks, and I'll get right back to you. Okay, so now that we have everything back together, we're gonna go ahead and start the car and make sure there's no boost leak from there or from the diverter valve. Again, I really need to know what problem that is with the oil. If one of you guys know what is happening there, I mean, it's literally all over the place. Like, it's all in the back and everything. I don't know if you guys can all see that and everything, but it's just caked up in oil, even down here in the middle and stuff. So if you guys please know what that is, please tell me. I need to get that fixed bad because I don't want something to happen. But let's go ahead and start the car and figure out if there's any boost leak from the pipe or the diverter valve. And if you guys see, we still have the brake wear light on. I wasn't able to get to it today, but we'll try to get that to that another time. And so we'll move on just to the pipe and everything like that. It seems to be running fine for now. I don't know if you guys can hear the injectors and everything like that. I don't see any boost leak or anything, so we should be okay. I'm driving it around right now, and it feels very linear in the power band. I did, you know, before when I was watching a video about how to install it and everything like that in a review, people were saying that when they got on throttle, instead of it being more jerky, like, you know, throwing you back in the seat when the boost kicks in, it's more linear, if that makes sense. So like when I push down the throttle and the boost kicks in, it's more of a gradual boost upwards, or like, you know, on the graph, if you want to, you know, look at it that way, than if it were to like just go then spike up, if that makes sense, right? So with this, you can definitely maybe not feel as much boost right now. I'm kind of giving into it just to make sure nothing blows off or something like that happens. But let's say if I were to, you know, just full throttle it right now, you'd definitely be able to feel it like ramp up as time goes on. And I also noticed that when you're at the higher RPMs, it still pulls. For these 2-liter 4-cylinder cars, they tend to stop pulling around, hold on, let's see. Yeah, so we just went all the way to red line basically, and it pulls all the way through until, you know, 6,800 RPM. That's my red line for the car because it's tuned. Before that, you know, without this pipe, it used to just sit and, you know, it'd pull maybe up until like 6,000 maybe. Then from the 6 to 7, or even, you know, like 5,500 to 7, it would be very like kind of dead. So you have to just shift early and let the, you know, next gear kind of ramp it up again, right? But for this pipe, I can definitely tell that it pulls all the way through. So I'm actually curious to see what that front pipe is going to do when I install that. Again, we're going to leave that to make this a part 2 for that, just because of time and everything like that. So if you guys are interested in seeing that other pipe be put on, I believe it's either the inlet or the outlet. I don't remember which one. But if you guys are interested in seeing that for a part 2, make sure to follow and subscribe. Let's get some clips of the sound. So on first gear, second, third, we'll go ahead and downshift. This thing definitely pulls all the way to 6 to 7. You guys can definitely see that too. Overall with the pipe, it like I said before, it's just definitely very linear with the power band. You don't feel it as much of a kick when you first get into boost and everything like that, but it's definitely a nicer feeling just because it's more controllable and stuff like that. I definitely noticed also a little bit of throttle response as well. You know, just maybe it's just a little bit more than before. But again, that's only with one of the pipes so far. We still have that second one to put on. So if you guys are still interested in seeing the other pipe be put on to this Mark 6 GTI, make sure to subscribe. And if you guys want to see some more short form content, I tend to post a little bit more on there about, you know, just things I want to do to the car, reviews, stuff like that. Make sure to go follow my Instagram and TikTok. Sorry, I got a little bit loud, but make sure to go follow my Instagram and TikTok. There should be a link in my bio, or if you guys want, it's at Max.framez. So again, really satisfied with the product, really satisfied with ARM. Huge thanks to them. And if you guys want to support in any way, or, you know, just be a part of the community that I'm in, make sure to shop at Max.framez.com. Goes a long way. All the money that I make from it will just go right back into the car, and, you know, all the stuff I do for it to push better content out for you guys. But again, if you guys want to see more of the maintenance series, make sure to go check that out. I'm on part 3 now. I got to do the next video for that, and then we also got to do the part 2 for this one, for that second pipe. So if you guys want to see that, make sure to go follow, and I'll see you guys next time.